violation of human justice. Even sincere repentance, which is so lacking here, does not eliminate all accountability. Now, in the discussion thus far, the debate has brought the concept of proportionality to the fore from time to time. You have been urged to reject your own precedents. The clear precedents establishing that crimes such as lying under oath justify conviction and removal. The principle of proportionality, it has been urged, requires that the rule you have applied to federal judges not be applied to the President of the United States. I will be the first to concede that removing a President of the United States is without doubt a more momentous decision than removing one of the hundreds of federal judges that hold office in this country. When the chief executive is removed, the gravity of the matter undeniably reaches a higher level. But it is also true, and it must not be forgotten, that when the president engages in a calculated and sustained course of conduct involving obstruction of justice and perjury, the gravity of the consequences for the nation also reaches a far higher level. Such lawless conduct by the president does immeasurably more to subvert public respect for the law than does the misconduct of any federal judge or any other federal official. Now, as has been pointed out more than once, the Constitution contains a single standard for impeachment and removal of all civil officers. There is not one standard for the president and another standard for everyone else. There is nothing in the Constitution that requires you or allows you to set a lower standard of integrity for the president than the standard you have set for other officials who have been convicted and removed by your solemn action. Now, although they can point to nothing in the Constitution, the president's lawyers assert that the president is simply different because he is elected. To that, let me say this. The Senate itself has established a standard of integrity for its own elected members that President Clinton could not meet. As recently as 1995, an elected senator resigned under imminent threat of expulsion for offenses that included acts similar to the acts of obstruction of justice committed by President Clinton. Senator Robert Packwood was elected, yet he was on his way to certain expulsion. Listen to what the Senate Select Committee on Ethics had to say about Senator Packwood's conduct. He was guilty, the committee found, of withholding, altering, and destroying relevant evidence, conduct which is expressly prohibited by 18 United States Code, Section 1505. Senator Packwood's illegal acts, they said, constitute a violation of his duty of trust to the Senate and an abuse of his position as a United States Senator, reflecting discredit upon the United States Senate. The statute referred to by the committee in the Packwood case is closely analogous to the obstruction of justice statute the president has violated. Senator Packwood unlawfully sought to impede the discovery of evidence. President Clinton has done the same thing. For his violation of the law, Senator Packwood, an elected senator, was judged worthy of expulsion from the Senate. But the president's lawyers argue the president should be held to a lower standard of integrity than the standard you have set for yourselves as members of this Senate. According to them, the Constitution establishes a lower standard of integrity for the president than the standard for senators, a lower standard than the standard for federal judges, and a lower standard than the standard for members of the armed forces of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, I submit to you that the president's lawyers, honorable as they are simply wrong. They advocate an arbitrary standard that would insulate the president from the proper accountability for his misconduct under our Constitution. Our Constitution does not establish a lower standard of integrity for the President of the United States. The Senate, I respectfully submit to you, should follow the well-established President of the Senate. The Senate should reject the motion to dismiss. Mr. Hutchinson.
The chair recognizes Mr. Hutchinson.
Chief Justice, how much time has expired?
12 minutes.
Mr. Chief Justice, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate. In my former life, when I tried cases, the defense counsel would routinely offer a motion to dismiss, and my clients would get excited and ask how they could argue to dismiss a case before we've had a chance to present evidence. I would always explain that there's more than sufficient evidence to get this case to a jury, and you don't have to worry. We all know that granting a motion to dismiss is a weapon that is rarely used in court. It is a severe remedy that cuts off an individual's right to seek justice in court. For that reason, a motion to dismiss must fail if there's any substantial evidence to support the case. In addition, as you evaluate evidence under a motion to dismiss, the facts are to be considered in a way that's most favorable to the respondents, in that case, the House managers. For example, if there's a dispute between the testimony of Ms. Lewinsky and the President in consideration of this, I would urge you and believe that under proper rules that you should consider that in the favor of the theory of the articles of impeachment. Now, it has been explained to me many times that standard courtroom rules do not apply in the United States Senate. But still, granting a motion to dismiss by the Senate has the same effect to cut short the trial and avoid the development of the facts as it would in any state court case. And in this case of impeachment, the House of Representatives found that there was substantial evidence to support these articles, and the Senate should not summarily dismiss the charges. And I might add that despite Mr. Ruff's references, who tampered with the testimony of Betty Curry when it was clear she was a witness in the case? It was the President. Who took an oath and failed to tell the truth before the courts of our land? It was the President. I state these facts with sadness, but these facts are true. The motion should be defeated. I thank the Senate. On behalf of the managers, Mr. Chief Justice, I reserve the balance of the time.
Very well.
Mr. Chief Justice, ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, distinguished House managers, good afternoon. My name is Nicole Seligman. I'm a member of the law firm of Williams & Connolly here in Washington, D.C. I've been privileged to represent President Clinton as personal counsel since 1994. I'm honored to stand before you today to argue in support of the motion to dismiss the impeachment proceedings that has been offered by the senior senator from West Virginia, Senator Byrd. The Constitution reposes in this body and nowhere else the sole authority to try impeachments. It has placed in your hands alone the decision whether to dismiss now or to go forward. There is no judicial review. There is no judicial guidance other than that which each of you, in your wisdom, may choose to apply by analogy from judicial experience. There are no particular rules of civil or criminal procedure that you must follow. The Constitution has freed you from that. It has wisely placed in your hands alone the ability to make a sound judgment in the manner you think best, for the reasons you think best, based on your wisdom and experience as to what is best for this nation at this moment in the proceedings. We submit to you that the moment has arrived where the best interests of the nation, the wise prescription of the framers, and the failure of the manager's proof all point to dismissal. You have listened, you have heard. The case cannot be made. It is time to end it. Without presuming to infringe on the constitutional authority that is yours alone, and without repeating at undue length the arguments that you've heard over the past few weeks, I do want to set out briefly the reasons that we believe an early and fair disposition of this difficult matter on which they might rest. There are at least 4 such grounds. Each one stands by itself as sufficient reason to vote for the motion of Senator Byrd. The first ground is the core constitutional issue before you, the failure of the articles to charge impeachable offenses. They do not do so. They do not allege.
Second Street, and even Sonnet Street.
There is almost
Finest antiques.
decorative accessories.
I wonder. Once you look at it, hot up here. Then he won't be inside. You with the devil or taking pictures. Adrenaline rush. Go. You knew you trying to. Last few weeks. Yeah. People, it's from office. You know, so I gotta sit down in the studio and they do the money. They do them. I even everything else like art design and everything right there. Tours came to that. Oh yeah, we about to use of color, who's very art.
To the place. It's so
Take a look at the upside down position.
people from that theater, that where he's coming from.
So run corner. Rap. Yeah. Smart. Open now dealing.
The thing, and just moved into it. We're trying to figure out, you know, and when
On the basement door. Even nothing off from it. I'm still a few minutes.
home, you know, he's on medication. They stopped now. Yeah, I think, but I didn't. I mean, that, I don't know. And looking back, like, you know, it was.
Such a trauma. All the places in the one still taking the seminar, several thinking the fact. Every, you know, that. But
Well, where did that learning from?
all the simple make it, but then you might look at them, they want me to bring some on that stuff on. Other folks did. James out of when you go to the political views out, and you got you mentioned they got will always be taking.
Process of them bringing up edge. People like you came out, you know, look. I see them all sit there. So they got the variety.
Yeah, and over there.
You just finished the CD.
I can't. 30 to start them.
One, it don't add up.
It's a good one to do it.
Washing machine one over there.
You hear the galloping. You mean? Okay.
Right.
Leave it off
See my fish man.
in the park.
No. It's so funny, do you have this one right here?
I like this. Like a local
Yeah. Is he on here?
Okay,
The best keeping, the story that I read took place. Don't they hold? They renovating down here floors.
We'll stop by again. Which better for me to be there. And
You're a photographer.
stop by again.
So what, you know? Your acquaintance is on. Now what? That is amazing.
There you go. Beverly got.
Then when he left, he didn't like it. We were on New York.
That way.
That was fast.
Think about
You know, you can take a chance. $2,000. I mean, perfect. You're out of it. Like Santos. The bills are like you. He knows. I always keep
not that money. Okay.
try to stay the collections because of his living. You take the shit off. You get 10 minutes what I want, right? I got a month ago. Decided to tell you the birthday night about building, right? So you've got me living. But then,
Because it's money back I can hear.
and very high. So, and a lot of people, it's now most productive, which makes it even more. Go about getting that. You know, when he sits on egg, that shit over fast on his desk. No. Who's that man? No.
But I went to a party from there, going normal. In effect, what point? To record of what he took my head in.
So you're a revolutionary. He's got two collections for look back. When one exists, he's kind of what they try to do. Put out a proposal. Now, what are they policy study? They push him in. Austin.
About 5 o'clock in the morning.
Y'all use, you get some magic run.
He soon won. Himself.
Slippery surface.
Who showed up from Houston up on
Right.
step. She should.
It's easy.
So they opened me.
That's it. You got to put the real
experimentation.
if she got two, get the whole good. It's great. Thing from some other one. They think about
For a while. And it does.
It's like the other one.
Just when I hate you. The red show still up there. He said, I can't.
I say that you're
The guy, this fucking one. The place I went
Hello?
to the India.
Another one.
Then I'll be just for the few thanks to him. Coach, you I'm thinking,
You brought out. So we have Austin ruined.
inventory this stuff.
What's that? Further detail.
I live in Paradise. So TV. we get, how much you gonna charge?
Like a poor man.
He's trying not to go. Mash the buttons. Yeah, I think I bought it on the street thinking, right? Mash the button, nothing.
Incompatible. What the fuck I'm gonna do?
Smooth, hard, and flat, which has been soaking in the near the page. See a little white speck corner. When it's dry, cut along the top from the positive. Let me show you how it's done. I take my squeegee to release from the end, and then
I mean, they don't have to say, right? They had them. Nobody knows what. You don't get no money. Downstairs, with these photographs, well, it's the front another couple of days. Now, second day now, boards, you get it. So I sang, and board is totally destroyed that he's looking for. Not enough. Welcome.
Exactly.
Statement of reality.
You tape it. At one time it was out there,
You don't shoot from the hip.
but it does.
But
It's okay, it happens. Okay. Roswell on the card now. Wednesday night, so introspective. The genre. And so
whole month.
man, we went. Oh, it was good.
Structure.
No, whole academic structure. So my daughter's explaining.
Often when she called me.
She's an inventor.
Alex.
It was hard.
Every hand will come up.
You come.
You want to buy
On the surface, get immediate money.
Jersey.
So, to a calendar.
Yes, I go get the car. I read about it. You know, after man, that term will cheap. Since it showing anything.
In your house.
You saw my other night last week. Stay up on the moon. I did. And so, probably do. I'm tired. Didn't you just come to my? Let me show you. Up from automobile. Yes, to the button. At chestnuts and. We're gonna do something about big maple tree. Picture in the New York Times. I used to play a steel piano into it. And he's telling me, he said, tell me what your invention is and all this stuff. You could do this yourself. Listen, she says, market apparatus. And some of them have 10.
You name it.
He is talking. You know it exists.
It falls on. And all the other museums.
Remember that
And then Paris. Exhibit after me. This is me. Type of people. It touches you with.
Blow it in. I think blow it in. Put it to peak collection.
for the academic year. Yeah, so this call.
Word. Will sound on the computer. He plays with the. He got it from dude. This is he's on the road.
You know,
Perfect setting. He did this play. Let's go around it. Playing that kind of.
it comes together.
Yeah.
included.
The slickness, Terry, 50 miles. Nobody wants. I stole, they're not, once.
Of the novelist.
Have we had?
It sounds nice to hear. Of
Before.
You're one step. It's a lot of money.
It disappeared. Put it all in.
People in town.
Contract the last time. It is. And David. Then say, move that stuff. Grandparents. Did you see this?
steel years
He's on the street. Other than that. I'm not working. Waiting for EPA doing it on doing out on people.
That's the bar. Right, a lot of
tunnel, another side of it.
seems like
Yeah, something with them. Interested not even that.
yeah.
Back. One of the down left.
You didn't have to
I know he was a lawyer.
the case next to his.
With something. Jamaican arts and yeah, that was 1 second.
Teaching that into making those big.
To this very day, we're supposed to have enough.
Right? Yeah, they so
Set up everything. Right there. Be ready.
working with her.
An artist man, and that's a little right. This is a good shot. Passes with it. Right. Cool. Yeah.
I'm over with the yeah.
And really thought about so. We had a. I have
They going that way.
What?
You. He.
How old is kids, man? Before I believe.